What are some pathways people can land their first job in Salesforce without experience?
Yeah, so
Have you,
I'll break this down. There are typically you can think of it as there are four obstacles to landing a Salesforce job. The number one obstacle, and let me hear this. Number one obstacle, not the most important, it just happens to be number one, is getting a Salesforce certification. This is not like Salesforce certification does not equal Salesforce job. It doesn't come anywhere close. There are tens of thousands of people, if not more, with certifications and no Salesforce job. So do
yeah,
not think a certification equals a job. Is it a natural and necessary part of preparing for your first Salesforce job? Yes, it is. It shows that you have at least a mild amount of dedication and that you're serious about this career path. Get your admin certification. If you want to be a developer, get your PD1 certification first. Whatever you want to do, get your first certification. Now, that's one of what I'll call like the four obstacles or four pillars.
yep,
That now, number two is going to be your personal branding. And that's what we just talked about in depth.
sure.
That is primarily on LinkedIn. Spend time on LinkedIn, get your personal branding in check, go through every single little bit of LinkedIn and make sure you have spent time optimizing that and making it exactly what you want it to be. So that's going to be the biggest things because those two, your certification and your personal branding, are what are going to allow you to get interviews. Now, that's nice. Like getting interviews is nice. So how are we going to get interviews? We have to know how to apply for jobs. Sure. And a lot of people think, I know how to apply for jobs, Brad. You go on LinkedIn jobs and you click apply and you carry on. And if you think it's that simple, you're probably covering 70% of the jobs that are available, but you're covering the same 70% that every other 10,000 people are applying for. And the
Right.
30% is where you want to dig in and you find those diamonds in the rough where the people didn't put quite the right title. The job description was a little weird. And you find those diamonds in the rough and you polish them up and you apply. And those are the jobs that you can land, especially as a beginner. So you just got to put in work. You'll notice that a recurring theme of this is you don't have to be an IT guru, have an IT background or a business background. You don't have to be a genius, but you have to put in work. That's really the major stuff. Now, the other thing is real world experience. This is going to stop you from getting interviews. This is going to stop you from dominating interviews. Real world experience. So obstacle number three. So we're doing Salesforce certification, we're doing personal branding, and now we're going to talk about real world experience, which is number three. So how can you accomplish that? Here's the cool thing that you have to understand. Don't really care what certification you have. Now it helps you get an interview, but they don't really care after that. Businesses don't really care about your branding. It helps you get an interview, but they don't really care about that. What they actually care about is your ability to do Salesforce work and solve problems leveraging your tool of choice. So that's what you have to think about. How can I show a company that I can leverage Salesforce to effectively solve business problems? That's it. Now, how can we do that? We can do volunteer projects to get experience. You can use tools like volunteermatch.org and you check in every Monday and find the new Salesforce jobs or volunteer projects that are available and go apply. What else can we do? A lot of people, you'll see this talked about in some of the communities. What projects can I do in my Trailhead playground? We're not talking about working in Trailhead or doing super badges or modules. We're talking about doing projects that you have created on your own. So some of the typical ones that I like to do are a lot of people do job searching applications. And I'm cool with that. Like that serves you as a person, but you have to think about who you're trying to appeal to. You're trying businesses. Guess what those businesses are guaranteed to be doing if they're interviewing you? Hiring. So what if you built an app that helped facilitate the hiring processes for businesses? And then you were able to demo that app to them and say, this is how we can leverage Salesforce to help with the hiring process, to streamline that, facilitate it, and help us get the best talent rising to the top of our reports and dashboards. And whoa, how do we do that? Now you have piqued a company's interest because your target is people that are hiring, and your demo is specific about people who are hiring. And you built an app to help people hire people more efficiently. So if you can build an app like that, you do a lot of things. Number one, you get the attention of your target audience. Number two, it allows you to showcase your skill by actually leveraging things like process builders and flows and reports and layouts. And it allows you to demo your ability to communicate and talk about a solution, because you're going to make a quick, say 10 to 15 minute video going over this hiring process application that you've built and how companies can use that to speed up their processes. And when you can showcase something like that, nobody cares how many years of experience you have. Nobody cares how many certifications you have. If you tool to them that actually adds value to their company, you are hired. Like, that is how you get into companies. Is it going to work every time? It's not going to work every time. If you are able to get that demo in front of 5 companies who are hiring, you're going to get a job. It's just the way it is.
Yeah, man, that's incredible. I love that. I've been talking a lot about portfolios in the Salesforce space. I found out, I got this email from this company, and they were talking, and they said, we really love this developer portfolio. I've never seen a portfolio in the Salesforce space. And I'm like, okay. Yeah. So I click on it, and I was blown away at this guy's portfolio. And there's other videos on my channel that like kind of talk about it, but when I go through it, but yeah. And there's a trailhead. It's just a trailhead. That's all he did. He actually like legit followed the how to build your own Salesforce portfolio trailhead. And then he just put some projects up there, and I was blown away. I was like, I've never seen this. This is something that makes you stand out in the Salesforce space as someone who's looking to land a job. It's incredible. No one's doing it.
Yep.
That's wild, man.
And so the guy that you're referring to, his name's 𝐦𝐤𝐤𝐞. And yeah, he dominated it. It is actually part of our course material, is building a portfolio using a Salesforce community. And 𝐦𝐤𝐤𝐞 comes in and he does pro sessions, is what we call them. And so 2 weeks from now, we're having a pro session with Abdul, and he's talking to the members about how to build portfolios. So it's absolutely part of it. And that's amazing too, because that portfolio can include the demo of your app. And it's built on a Salesforce community. So twofold, it's showing you are immersed in Salesforce as your tool of choice. You know how to use it, and you're utilizing it for your own personal processes to help get you where you want to be. Yeah. It's all, there's so many things you can do to make yourself 1% better. And when you do 20 and 30 of those things, now you have risen so high above the competition that you're going to land the jobs over the people with 1 or 2 years experience, even as a beginner, because you can bring the passion and bring the commitment and bring the focus. Yep. Yeah.
Abdul is killing it, man. And I found him on LinkedIn. I was like, dude, I've been talking about your stuff without you knowing it. like I love your stuff, man. I guess, just 2 more questions, man. Like maybe